President asks Supreme Court to allow his order restricting mail voting. The Trump administration has filed an emergency request with the United States Supreme Court, asking the justices to allow President Trump's executive order that restricts voting by mail to take effect. This move comes after a federal appeals court blocked key parts of the order over the weekend. The emergency filing represents a significant escalation in the legal battle over the executive order, placing the matter directly before the nation's highest court on an expedited basis. The administration's request asks the Supreme Court to intervene and effectively overturn the appeals court's decision that had prevented major provisions of the mail voting restrictions from being implemented. The fact that the appeals court acted over the weekend to block key parts of the order suggests the legal challenge moved quickly through the lower courts. Now, with the emergency application, the Supreme Court will decide whether to grant the administration's request and allow the restrictions to proceed while the underlying legal questions continue to be litigated, or to leave the appeals court's block in place. The executive order at issue targets voting by mail, a method of casting ballots that has been the subject of intense political and legal debate. The administration's decision to seek emergency relief from the Supreme Court underscores the urgency they attach to having these restrictions in place. The justices will now consider the application, which could result in a brief order granting or denying the request, potentially with noted dissents. This development adds another chapter to the ongoing litigation over election procedures and executive authority. The Supreme Court's handling of this emergency request will be closely watched for what it signals about the court's approach to election-related cases and the scope of presidential power over voting regulations. That's the latest on this developing legal story. Thanks for listening.